Hello folks, welcome to Saving Miller. So today I'm starting on a new project. We need another coop for our birds, and we're going to design this one a little differently. So this one is going to sit on the ground, and I'm doing this partly because the ducks are much more agreeable to being on the ground, and we want to be able to have the meat chickens that we'll raise on the ground as well, since they won't necessarily need to roost and we don't need nesting boxes. So this coop is designed to be fairly lightweight and portable for basically for meat birds like the chicken tractors that many other people have built. Now, YouTube is full of cheap, quick, and easy chicken coops and chicken tractors, and so I really wanted this one to be better. I want this one to be good and to last for a long time. So these are the bottom rails and I bent them, got them all ready. I'm actually going to build two of these. To do a lot of these notches. It's not a quick process at all. This takes about 3 minutes per notch. My hole saw was not very sharp, so that didn't help, but I got through them. The tubing that I'm using here is galvanized pipe rail, so it should hold up really well once it's out in the pasture. It will be sitting on the ground, it will get wet occasionally, and so I wanted something that can handle that kind of environment. So there's the notch, all ready to go, and getting it set up on the table to start the first weld.
Okay, it's time to put this new welder to use. I'm going to weld these sides together. Using galvanized pipe. And I'm welding it because, well, I want to. I gotta do something with this new welder. But it'll make it nice and strong, keep it a little bit lighter. And this is definitely going to be lighter than wood would be. So I've got these pieces cut, the notch on the end, and clamp this thing down and weld it together.
So I first got my welder and I did some practice welds, and I did them on the ground because I didn't have a welding table, and I quickly realized that with a project like this I'm going to need a welding table. So I got this one. This is Miller's little table, and I really like it. So this was kind of a new experience, being able to weld standing up, and I figured this project would give me lots of opportunity. Now this stuff is kind of tough to weld. It's pretty thin, it's easy to burn through it, and then welding all sides of a round joint like that, it was not easy, but I got quite a bit of practice, and I kind of had fun doing it. I don't know if I got any better at it or not. I wouldn't say that my weld quality was very great, and I'll show it to you here in a second.
That's not too bad for a farmer, right? I'm pretty happy with the way this welder's working. So now, I need a whole lot more of these. Now an alternative to welding would be to use clamps like this. So this would actually clamp onto here, onto the rail, has a bolt that goes through it. These would work just fine. However, I thought they're kind of expensive, and I will use these for a different project. But if you don't have a welder and you don't want to mess around with it, this would be a great way to go. I think welding's probably a little bit faster, and I think the end result is better, but just want to put that out there.
Now I've got the one side rail done. Actually the other one's done too, but now I've got to put the two cross pieces on here. So this coop is going to be about 6 feet by 8 feet, and so this rail is 10 feet long, so that's why you see the ends sticking up where I bent them. This was a very difficult weld in particular, just because of the geometry there. But it worked well. Once I got these all done, all set up, they are quite strong, and I think it's going to work really well. Now, because of my small shop, this was pretty challenging to get everything done, get it moved around. So it progressed nicely. Now I'm ready to do some of the fitting on the ends where the wheels are going to go, and here on the back there's going to be a shelf for feed. Now I decided to top this thing out with wood, partially because I think overall it'll be a stronger box like this, and I think it looks good. I really like to mix wood and metal. I'm of course very comfortable working with wood, so the metal is a new thing for me. But I've decided to really try to hone my skills and build more projects like this where I combine the two materials. So I just used panhead screws to fasten these on instead of staples. I really like the screws better. On the front of the coop, I'm going to have the roof open up so that we can access the feed to refill it and stuff and get in the coop if we have to. So here I'm mortising out a notch for the hinges so that this will fit on there nicely and the steel will go right on top of this. Making a hinged opening for a door like this is actually kind of tricky based on the way that I wanted it to end up. But I figured it out, and this is a good way to go. I learned an important lesson from my previous build from the other chicken coop. This time I got flat free tires, so these don't actually have air in them. So now we can move around the pasture and not have to worry about flat tires. I do expect I'll have to brace this situation as well, but here's a start. Now the piece here on the front is just designed as a handle to give me a way to move it, and then the shelf on the back will actually act as a counterbalance, so we'll keep feed and the water barrel on the back there, so that will actually make it lighter to lift. But it's pretty lightweight right now. It's fairly easy to move. And at this point I just need to put the sheet metal on the roof, and it's nearly finished. Okay, the coop is done. I've got the ducks in it right now. I made a little door here. This is just to secure it at night. And the door works well. This gives them lots of shade. I can lift this. Got their feed hanging in there. Right now we still have water there. And back here, I haven't had time to install it yet, but the barrel is going to sit right in there. And then I'll run a water line up here on the inside and the outside so that they'll have water available all the time. I'm going to use the little cups. So this is kind of neat. This will give them a little bit of shade here on the outside. I've really designed this for warm weather. They're all concerned about what's going on. But this is working really well for them. So good luck with your project. Saving Miller out.